Hey, welcome to another edition of Local Focus. We're in the studio here in Albuquerque, and football season in full swing, man. The high school season is finally here. You can go to ProviewNetworks.com, check out our full schedule of games. I know we hit it hard in the opening week. Three games on Thursday, 3 games on Friday, another game on Saturday. But we're all in now on the high school season. But we're going to talk to someone that made it well past that high school level, and someone that I really wanted to bring in, one, to talk to, and second of all, to kind of get the word out about, we got a lot of good receivers in the town, and they probably need to be working with this guy, and that's a two-time champ, Sedrick Johnson of the Gladiators. Man, it's good to finally link up.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So we have a lot to get into, but I do want to start with that piece about what you're doing now at Evolve, because we got some pretty good receivers. Connor O'Toole at La Cueva, he's got 19 D1 offers on the table already.
Nice.
There's another receiver on that team, and they got a champ right here in their backyard that can really take their game to the next level. So talk about what you're doing at Evolve.
At Evolve, I'm basically a strength conditioning coach. We work fundamentals too. So if I have a receiver coming in, we most definitely get it. You're going to firsthand get to work with me, get to work with pro quarterbacks. So you're going to have a good time getting better, getting faster, stronger, getting what you need, because I was a 4-star coming out. I was top 10 out of Texas coming out. I went to Iowa State. Iowa State top recruit coming out at the time. So I know a little bit about that. So anytime a receiver want to come out there, or any other position you want to get that work, I'm the guy for you.
And we'll get into all that. I mean, you were highly recruited, and we'll get to all that. But so what's going at Evolve? How can they get a hold of you first?
I got my business card. You can reach me on my cell, on my business card, Evolve Strong. You can call Evolve Strong. You can get a hold of me.
I see
email.
They got your picture right out in the front, man. Strength, agility.
Yes.
It's got that headshot. It's got that smile that never leaves your face, right?
Most definitely.
What are you doing there? I mean, first, what does your client list look like right now? I mean, who?
Client list right now? I got a guy, Christian. He goes to Valley. He's a track guy. Up this time, he speeded him up by about 2.2 seconds, I think. Won the 200, I think, this year in a couple of races. So I'm improving his speed. We always getting better. I'm always looking for other kids involved. I did a kids camp during the summer right after the season, a speed and agility camp, and that we had a great time. Got some guys involved, really improved some times. So, and got them a little stronger. So.
And what are you doing there that the typical high school football athlete probably not getting at practice, probably not getting at their high school? I mean, what are the kind of things you're doing there at Evolve to take their game to a higher level?
Little insights, man. I mean, little things that, your coach probably can't tell you, because, you ain't played the game in a while. I'm still playing the game. So, little secrets, right, that they might not get, little extra twitch, little extra moves and things that they might not have yet. A little extra different type of workout or warm-up that they might not do yet, or a speed warm-up or anything like that, especially as a receiver. I always do a track warm-up. So something like that to get them legs going, something like that to get them a little bit more explosive.
So you're probably going to put them through something pretty intense, because you're like, what, the most shredded guy in Albuquerque, I think? So, I mean, this obviously not going to be easy, right? You're going to put them to the test, right?
Oh, yes, it's mentally, physically, but at the end of the day, you're going to be a better athlete.
And what kind of on the mental side of the game, what do you go within there? What do you go through?
Well, you got to think while you're tired. You know what I'm saying? So we might do a ladder, and then I might tell you go backwards. So when I say you come out the ladder, go to this red cone right here. It's over here to the right. You know what I'm saying? You might go to the left to the blue cone just because you're not thinking. When you're playing a game, especially like football, you got to think. When you're tired, you got to think about your alignment, your assignment, everything like that. So you got to always think,
How has individual development and training that you're doing now, how has that changed from the time you were in high school? Like, what kind of stuff are you doing now where you say, man, I wish I had done this in high school?
Man, they had to find me to go to the weight room in high school. So I was more living off of my athletic ability. I really got involved when I got into college and getting ready for the combine, things like that, into my training, how much important that was to me and to my success on the field. So today, I wish I would have did more of the band resistant things like that. I feel like that really helps me a lot, especially right now. I'm 29. I feel like I'm like one of these young pups out here, 21 or whatever. So
Technology, how much has that changed?
a lot. The way that you can recover now, all these type of gadgets, the pro readies. We didn't have that when I was in high school and stuff. So it's easier to recover these shakes and things like that. So there's so many advanced things out there now, man. It's amazing.
What about this? Since you talked about it with technology, what about this whole cryo thing with Antonio Brown? Like, I know you probably do some of that cryo stuff for
Yes,
recovery, right?
But I always have socks on, too.
Okay, so how did that happen? Like,
Oh,
is that more the player's fault? Is it it happened in France, right?
Yeah.
Should someone have been there and been like, hey
yes,
man, put
most
some socks on?
definitely.
Like, what
Yeah.
happened there?
So when we do cryo, I was thinking about that too. Like when we go cryo, they made us put socks on. Like, no, you're gonna put these socks on. Like it wasn't a thought of. So I feel like that's more of the people's fault. I don't think that's his fault because maybe that was his first time, so he didn't know. He was just doing what they told him to do, was just go in there.
Right.
So,
And traditionally, I mean, do a lot of high school kids go to Evolve, or is it kind of? I really wanted to talk about it because I think it's kind of an untapped thing for them. I mean, if I'm a receiver right now and I got you in my city, I mean, wouldn't you want to go work with Sed, right?
most definitely, man. Well, that's why I hope we get this out and hopefully we start having more high school kids. So the kids that do have it, they got a little cheat code, I call it. You got the little cheat code.
Give them the cheat
so
codes.
like, where you getting this work at? It's with me.
Right.
So any kid that want that cheat code, you got it.
The cheat codes, man. We're gonna take our first time out. And be right back with Sedrick Johnson.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
We're back with Sedrick Johnson of the Gladiators, the Duke City Gladiators, 2-time champs, man. Talk about that a little bit.
Man, it's a blessing. Some people don't have one. You know, I have 2 back-to-back. I'm not going to lie, this one was a lot harder, you know, because you got a big target on your back. You know, everybody's aiming to take you down. So, you know, you got to play a little harder. You got to be a little bit more disciplined. You know, you got to do a little bit more sacrificing as you did the first year because, you know, you crept up on people. You know, we was climbing the mountaintop. This time we was trying to stay on the mountaintop. Right. So it's a whole different type of ball game.
And, I mean, you really came into your own this season. I mean, you had probably one of your best seasons ever. I mean, from a spectator point of view, you know, it's unbelievable. You talk about sacrifices. I mean, there's some hits into the wall this year where I thought, no, he's not getting up. But, you know, Coach always tells me after the game, he's like, did you think he would get up? I knew he'd get up. Coach says your Texas tough, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, just talk about the mindset of the wall is a whole nother dynamic in the arena game, right? Mm-hmm. And I've seen receivers during warm-ups that you could tell they don't want no part of that wall.
Right.
But to me, it seems like it's not even there when you're out there.
You can't think about the wall. You got to focus on your job. The ball is up in the air. That's all I'm worried about is getting that ball. That ball's mine. So wall or no wall, I got to get that ball. So that's what my mindset is. Of course, I hit the wall more than most.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've been blessed to stay healthy, be able to play this game, and like I said, be back-to-back champs. I worked harder in the offseason more than I did because, I mean, once you get a taste of that winning, you want to do it again and again. I never knew what they was talking about when there was, you know, players repeating and stuff like that. You get that taste and you just want it more. So that makes you work more. And so that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm already working out, getting ready for next season.
Right.
So it's a taste that I love. It's a taste that I got to have now.
Right. And, I mean, so you go through the season and, you know, obviously a very talented football team at every position, right? And I always joke with you about being a diva receiver, but you're really not. You're the anti-diva receiver, right? You kind of just do your thing. I mean, the smile never leaves your face, which I think the fans love, right? But, you know, you just kind of do your thing, man. Has that always been your mindset? I mean,
my mindset is, you know, you got to have fun. You know, my motivational movie is Little Giants, so that says it in the most. You know what I'm saying? It's a kid's game. I get to play a kid's game for a living, so it's a blessing. You know, so I'm always happy. I'm always pushing. You know, having fun out there. You know, it's playing pitch and catch with the quarterback, or I'm blocking for Kelly or Romello in the backfield, and it's fun, man. All the trash talking. It's just fun, man. It's a kid's game. At the end of the day, it's a kid's game.
And we get through different parts of the season, you know, certain teams talk more than others, you know, but it seems like, and obviously you got a teammate that loves to talk, right? We won't mention Delo's name.
Number 0. We don't know no names. He's just number 0.
And obviously that's why, you know, the fans love Delo, that part of his game, right? But it seems like your approach is a little different. It's just go out and handle business, right?
Yes.
And it makes you guys just such a dynamic duo.
Yes, man. I mean, you would think I'd be the trash talker, right? But no.
Yeah, the little guy's doing all the talking, right?
Yeah, man. He's that guy, man. He's scrappy, man. He's a scrappy guy. You know, the rest be like, hey, you need to get your guy. Hey, calm down, man. Calm down.
Right. And so we get to the championship, you know, and this nonsense is happening at the league level, right?
Yeah.
Where you have a bunch of, you know, I mean, commissioner and, you know, the old boys club down south there, you know, getting together, suspending a kid, right, for nonsense.
Yeah.
And so the circus is in town during that whole week of preparation, right, basically?
Right.
What are you going, is it just business as usual at that point for you? Because it seems like you're just such a focused guy while that nonsense is happening.
All you can do is do your job, and that's what I was focused on, doing my job, and, you know, everybody else picked up their pace too, because we know, you know, Delo's a big impact to our team, most definitely. So everybody took that as a challenge, and we took it on and we handled business that first half, and lo and behold, we got our man back that second half.
When did you kind of realize, because when you talk to Coach about you, Coach's face just lights up. He says, the sky's the limit, right? But when did you kind of come into your own and realize, okay, 6'5", ginormous catch radius here. I mean, when did you realize that, hey man, I am the guy, I'm the dominant guy out here?
Coach,
and did that take your game to another level?
Yes, I mean, Coach told me all the time, man, make them game plan for you, make them game plan for you, man. And when Coach tell you that, and I look at him as a father figure, so I always keep that in mind. I'm going to make them respect me. So that's what changed my mindset, honestly. I got to make them respect me out here on this field.
And and he talked about that when he used to have to game plan for you, right? Your first year there. Yeah. Talk about that relationship, because it's unique.
Yes, I never playing Coach. Coach beat us a couple of times when I was with a different team called the Wildcatters. But I'm like, man, if I had a great coach in Coach Lyles, I said, man, but if I had to play for another coach, I would love to play for that man, Coach B. I like the way he treats his players. I like the way they vibe. They're playing music. They're smiling. They're excited over there. And the opportunity presented itself, and I got to play for that man. I've been playing for that man for 4 years, and I done won 2 championships with him out of them 4. So it was just a blessing in disguise to have Coach B in my life.
And what's so different about the Gladiator culture, right? Because we know what it is, right? And you know what it is. But I mean, explain it to the viewer. What's so different about, and I see it. I mean, I'm blessed where I get the best seat in the house on the other side of the home bench, right in the midfield. And I've seen some visiting teams just act foul, you can see it. Okay, this is what Coach is talking about with culture. But explain it to the viewer.
Well, as a team, we're a family. We're all together. We're just having a good time. Like I told you earlier, we're playing this game, we're having fun. When you see that, when you see your teammates dancing, having a good time and everything like that, you get like that. You get that type of juice in you, And I'm a guy that likes to have a good time and relax to play this game, this violent, fast game, and you need that. You need somebody that's gonna have your back and have that type of relaxed atmosphere.
But I mean, you guys aren't out there acting like fools, getting 15 yarders either, and it seems like that's the difference, right? When you see other teams come in here, and I don't know if it's in their head, or if they're just different guys, different kind of cats, but it seems like it's a controlled thing with you guys, where other guys, they're piling up 15-yarders.
Well, that comes into the coaching and the leaders on the team. We know what's too far, okay? And be like, hey, man, you need to calm down. That's too much. Now, you causing us, a drive or a touchdown or something like that because of nonsense. We're not going to have that. So Coach does a great job of recruiting the right type of guys, too, as well. So, yeah, we're having fun, but at the same time, we know where to take it, how far to take that. So.
Well, I think one thing Coach told me that I never realized, and I wish he had brought it up sooner, but there's 22 degrees on that team out of 25 guys, 22 college degrees. So Coach is definitely recruiting different kind of guys that are leaders, that are mature, that are, talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it goes into that, man. If you don't have it, he's always trying to get you into school to get it. But he always find the right guys, so smart guys. I mean, we play a physical game, but it's also mostly mental. It's 80% mental. So with that being said, you got to have smart guys, Right. Bill Belichick is he's not going to get no dummy, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Coach B kind of goes by that motto. He's not going to get a guy that's just, does not don't have no sense out there and just out there playing. He's going to have a guy that can think.
Yeah, lastly, before we go to break, what solidified that relationship with you guys? You had some tragedy happen in your life, obviously. Did that bring you and Coach closer than ever?
Oh, most definitely.
Talk about that.
Far as that, I mean, when my stepdad passed away, the guy that was my mentor, that basically why I'm playing ball today, when he passed away, Coach B was the first one at my door, right there with me, a crowd on his shoulder. So, and, you know, that as that man said, because most coaches they don't care as long as you're out there playing and doing what you got to do. Coach B really cares for you outside of football, and that really showed me that, man. And when I seen that, man, that changed me. That changed the way I even looked at him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I run through a brick wall for that man. So.
And when he kind of had some health scares himself during championship week,
Yes.
you were kind of the first one to kind of check up on that. I mean, what was racing through your mind at that point when Coach had some blood pressure issues?
A lot, man.
Was it almost like, oh man, this
not
could be a
again.
second father
Yeah,
figure?
Yeah,
that I'm
not
losing?
again, man. So it scared me, you know, made me sit back and made me worry, you know. But I definitely I still check on, make sure he's doing the right things, because I definitely don't want to lose that man. That's a great man, and he reminds me of my stepdad. I tell him that all the time. So.
I heard he's doing some hot yoga at Evolve. Is that true?
Yeah.
Said if you can get us some video of Coach doing hot yoga, we will owe you for life, my friend.
Actually, during training camp, we do hot yoga and stuff, and Coach comes in there with us and does it. I would definitely get you those videos. I would definitely does it.
All right. We're going to take a final timeout. More with Sedrick Johnson after this.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The Albuquerque Dragway is a proud sponsor of Proview Networks. Visit abqdragway.com for directions and a full event schedule.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
All right, we're back with Sedrick Johnson. We spent the entire break talking about Coach doing hot yoga. Man, we could do another show on that. But what I want to get into now is you were heavily recruited. You were out of high school in Texas there, basketball, football player, ARP Tigers, right?
Yes.
And take us through that a little bit. I mean, when did the recruiting start? Take us through that. When did you start getting letters?
Crazy enough, my first college letter was Florida State basketball letter. So for the longest, I really thought I was going to go to school for basketball, and I ended up, by my junior year, started getting more letters for football. The basketball stuff kind of slowed down a little bit. I had a couple of D1 offers for basketball, like U of H, Stephen F. Austin, La Tech, teams, schools like that. For his football, I had A&M, even had Tennessee, Florida, Michigan, things like that, and basically the whole Big 12. So I had to sit down with my coach, my football and basketball coach.
Now, let me ask you this, and then you can get right back to it. But did you continue basketball throughout the whole 4 years?
Oh, most definitely, man.
Because that's a big thing nowadays, right? Is kids are starting to stop their second sport, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. I feel like kids should play as many sports as they could, track, all of it. I did all four. I did track, baseball, basketball, and football. I was all-state in all four. So, but I mean, kids should be able to do whatever, especially right now they're young. I mean, track's going to get you right for football, you know, especially if you play a receiver, running back, or anything like that. Basketball's good feet work. You know, most receivers are ex-basketball players. So, I mean, I don't like that at all. Baseball working eye-hand coordination. So, I mean, no, I think let them kids play as many sports as they want to.
Well, that's a great, you just put it best. Even the baseball, the eye-hand coordination. There's all things will help you even at football, right? So how did you start dwindling down your list?
Well, like I said, my basketball, football coach sat me down in the office, and my basketball coach was like, yeah, you can have these little offers right here, for basketball, but I'm just gonna be honest, it's a bunch of 6'4" basketball players. Not too many 6'4" receivers. You know,
And
that
I
can
think that's
run.
the number one thing that football coaches use to sell basketball players, right? Is
Yeah.
you're a dime a dozen at 6'4", 6'5" for basketball, right?
Yes.
But you can really stand out on the football field.
Really stand out, and they can run and jump. So that kind of got me on the football road more so, and I was verbally committed to A&M all pretty much through my junior year, and then on signing day, I switched to Iowa State. Got in real good relationship with the offensive coordinator, Coach McNair. McFarland, matter of fact. I said McNair, McFarland. Still a good friend now, matter of fact. So that's what made me pick Iowa State.
And you went to a 2A school, right? So,
yes.
You know, you don't have to be the 6A big shot from La Cueva or
one
Cleveland.
stoplight in my school, in my town. One stoplight. So, no.
So they'll find you, right?
They'll find you. You know, I'm in the state of Texas. I was in the state of Texas too. But they'll find you no matter what. If you can ball, they'll find you. So many camps you can go to these days, especially these days. You got all different type of camps. I went to one camp, and I did it just because my football coach begged me to. I'm like, okay, I did it. And that's when I started getting them letters. I did a rivals camp, and I did well. I jumped like a 40, ran like a 4.4, caught the ball well. I just did it. And at this time, I still thought I was going to be the next Michael Jordan. So I was just doing it for fun.
Right.
And then that's when all this stuff started coming. So especially these days, you go to these little camps and stuff like that for these schools and things like that, you're going to get recognized.
And so one piece of advice that you would give a high school athlete that's, you know, right there at that level, what would you tell them?
Right now, man, make sure you have the grades as well, man. Doing what you got to do in the classroom. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, you doing the little camps, doing the right things off the field, you know what I'm saying, having the right things on your social media, because I know nowadays that's big. So, you got to have everything's got to be right and set up right. So for a coach to look at you be like, I want that guy on my team. And that's how.
And how important is that degree at the end of the day, too?
Yeah, it's very important. I did, like I said, 4 years at Iowa State, man. I was blessed to get a sports management degree. But that's so important because, in the day, not everybody's going to make it to the NFL or even to where I'm at right now, So playing indoor professional football. So, in the day, man, you need that degree so you can fall back on something and, have a good life.
And finally, IFL, the move was announced, right? So you guys are moving to the IFL, man. Are we going to see a third championship? How excited are you?
That's the goal, that's what we're pushing for. So in our mindset, we're ready for Arizona. We're ready for these guys. So that's what we're preparing for. We can't wait to get out there and show them what we got. I feel like we got just as good a chance as anybody to win it.
All right, kids, that's it for our time. But any kids watching out there, especially at that receiver position, this guy was a phone call away. So go to Evolve Strong.
Baby, I got you.
Go to Evolve Strong, and he'll get you the cheat code. Sed, thanks for coming in, man.
No problem.
And thanks for
Thank
watching.
you.
We'll see you next week.